Welcome to Motivated Results. So today, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be doing a very quick and easy recipe, a protein egg quiche. A couple things to note about this recipe before we get into the kitchen is going to be, first of all, this recipe was originally taken from Brandon Campbell's YouTube site. I think it was actually his original channel. So if you're not aware of Brandon's channel, which I'm sure most of you are, I'm going to go ahead and link it in the description below. Shout out to Brandon. Second note for this video is going to be that if you want to change anything in this recipe, feel free to. A lot of the items that I'm adding and the quantities that I'm adding are just for my personal current goals. So a lot of the things like how many eggs you use, the amount of egg beaters, any of that, the amount of any of the other things that we use really can be edited for your current goals. At the end of the recipe, I'll go ahead and give you all the macros if you're interested in that, and finish up with a couple of quick last minute touch-up items. So questions, hold them off to the end, and let's get to the kitchen. Alright, we're starting off with 1 serving of fat-free cheddar cheese, 28 grams I believe. Do 1 serving of this turkey. Let me show you guys the macros here. If I can zoom in this camera here, manually zooming it in so it's not noisy. Not bad. 5 grams of fat, give or take, so not too bad. Just 1 serving, 56 grams. I've gone ahead and chopped up some tomato, some onion, some jalapeno, and the meat just kind of quickly just tore it apart with my hands. For this recipe, I will be using 8 eggs. Ignore the 4 on the bottom. There's just a new packaging. Also, using some additional egg beaters to bump up the protein a little bit, make them a little bit more fluffier. I'm using 4 servings of this, and so each serving is of 46 grams, as you can tell by the label. So just work the math, but that's the macros within each of these bad boys, each serving. So after that, we'll also be using 2 servings of this Bisquick. I've also used a heart healthy version of it. That's 1/4 cup. We're going to be using 1/2 cup, so 2 servings. Let me show you guys the macros here. The macros don't vary too much from the heart healthy to this one, but either way, whichever you prefer. Afterwards, let's talk about seasoning. So usually you can go with the salt and pepper as I'm showing you here. If you want to get real fancy with it and real nice, you can always add some additional items. I would suggest maybe try some oregano if you like oregano. That might be a little off for some of you guys. Also, chili powder is pretty good in this. Also, you get a little bit of garlic or garlic salt as I'm showing you there. It just depends on your preference. So what you're going to do is break all 8 eggs. Throw them in a blender. Go ahead and put your 4 servings of the egg beater. And then afterwards, you're going to put your 2 servings of the Bisquick. Blend it all together. As you can tell here, it's all ready to go. Also, put your seasonings in there, by the way. Forgot to add that. Add your seasonings to that as well. Blend it all together. Then you're going to take some non-stick cooking spray and in a muffin tin, spray it. And as you can see here, you can just pour it evenly throughout. Don't try to overfill them. Definitely don't fill them as much as I'm filling them here. But, you know, just how I do. Live life on the edge. So keep that in mind. These will puff up a little bit. So there's a risk of overflow. Then afterwards, just add your ingredients. Now, what you could do is you could add these ingredients into the blender and just blend them all together. But I like the consistency of having the chunks of vegetables and meat in there. It gives a little bit better texture, and it also gives you a good variety versus having to get all the tomato in one or not enough meat or vegetables in the other. So for the most part, this seems to work best for me. And everything isn't just one weird blended mixture either. So I like this version better, but whatever works for you guys, do what you need to. Just remember to add all the ingredients to this. Oh, the cheese too. Add the cheese. Make sure it's all evenly coated. What I like to do is I like to just add a little bit of cheese. You could add this to the blender, but what I like about this is that when it cooks, it does kind of have like some melty, gooey cheese in the center if you go this route. What I would also suggest is take a fork, mix everything in. That way everything is within the batter and not just sitting outside of it. Otherwise, it's going to cook unevenly and also very awkwardly. So just mix everything up. Make sure that all the vegetables and everything's in there, all mixed in. Afterwards, throw it into the oven. I put some aluminum foil on the bottom there for some overflow just in case. Safety precaution. not safety, just cleaning precaution. You're gonna, by the way, I forgot to mention the oven's at 400 degrees. Once it heats up, you're gonna put these in here for 20 minutes. After you're done, you pull them out. Boom, good to go. 20 minutes later. For the most part, that's going to be everybody's cooking time. 20 minutes it takes, give or take. Afterwards, this is a pretty easy technique. Just kind of pull them out. You just poke it, and they should come out. That one didn't, but they all should go a lot like this. So there's probably lack of cooking spray on that one muffin, but whatever. You get the point. Fairly simple. And it, these make, what is this, a dozen? So a dozen cupcakes. Eat cake, quiche if you want to be fancy. And that's it, guys. I mean, it's pretty fairly simple recipe and pretty easy to make. Alright, and that's it, guys. That's actually a very quick run through. Now, if you want the macros on this, per quiche, it means one of the little cupcake things, you're looking at 5 grams of carbs, 7 grams of protein, and 4 grams of fat. Now, if you are looking to, if those don't fit your macros, basically, you can always change any of the nutrients so that these come out the way you need them to. Whether it is that you need less carbs, maybe more carbs, less fat, more protein, whatever it is, adjust it to meet your goals or your needs. Once again, I just want to give a huge thanks to Brandon Campbell for the recipe. I feel like a lot of times it's easier for me to review certain recipes versus finding the time to create something from scratch. So if you guys like these videos, if you guys want me to introduce or maybe show you guys some of the other things that I cook in bulk currently, feel free to let me know, post a comment below. And if you like the video, hit that like button. And that's about it, guys. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.